I wanted to see the turning point when our faces fell apart on a mass scale. I wanted to do this to really get my head around this subject. And in order to do this, I needed to get my hands on some skulls. Old ones and lots of them. I called some friends at a foundation which shall remain nameless, the Long Now Foundation. And one of them told me my best chance of stumbling upon a large trove of centuries-old skulls was to fly to Paris and crawl 60 feet below the Garden of Luxembourg. Down there, within 170 miles of old limestone quarries, was one of the largest graveyards on Earth. 6 million skeletons dating back from a couple thousand years to a couple hundred years. So I arrived in Paris and was put in contact with some freelance urban explorers. They were 3 women in pantsuits, and they called themselves cataphiles. They'd spent years mapping out the underground passageways and claimed to know the location of an ancient ossuary filled with a few thousand victims of a cholera epidemic that ravaged Paris in 1832. This was the time in Western history when small mouths, crooked teeth, and obstructed airways became the norm throughout Paris and much of industrialized Europe. These cataphiles had spent countless days and nights exploring where there were no tourists, no descriptive plaques, no ropes, no lights, and no rules, where nothing was off limits. To be clear, this wasn't the most legal thing I've ever done. After an hour of climbing and digging through caves and hallways, we reached an enormous pile of fibulas, ribs, and jaws. Bones, all of them human, and skulls, hundreds and hundreds of them. I'll admit, I was very much a novice at inspecting skeletons, but there really was a clear difference in the shape and symmetry of these skulls from the 1800s compared to the hunter-gatherers and other ancient indigenous populations I'd seen before. These were the patient zeros of the modern obstructive face.